The 2018 Alfa Romeo Giulia has the world's finest sports sedans in its sights. Although it isn't quite the bullseye that the Italian automaker might need, the Giulia compact sports sedan is brimming con brio, a delight to drive in even its humblest form, and sells for a fair price. too.We rated as 7.4 out of 10. We give points above average for a ride/handling/powertrain combination worth benchmarking, for its Italian style, and a good range of features and options. But all is not perfect. The Giulia stumbles a bit when it comes to in-car tech, and we're still awaiting safety scores. Read more about how we rate cars. The 2018 Giulia comes in 3 trim levels: base, T, and fire-breathing. Ferrari-powered, well, basically, quadrifoglio. That last model, aimed at stalwarts like the BMW M3 and Mercedes-AMG C63, channels Alfa Romeo's past. Its name means 4-leaf clover and it's an homage to Alfa's racing history. This year, the Giulia gets Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, correcting a major deficit from last year. A Harman Kardon audio system and an 8.8-inch infotainment screen are now standard on most variants, and the automaker has seen fit to shuffle around some optional equipment. All but the quadrifoglio are powered by a 2.0-liter turbo 4 rated at a hefty 280 horsepower. An 8-speed automatic is standard, and all-wheel drive, which Alfa calls Q4, is optional at every level. The standard suspension is a reasonably plush compromise between sports sedan zip and everyday comfort, while the optional sports setup is firmer without being too stiff. The Giulia quadrifoglio is a breath of fresh air against staid German rivals. Its twin-turbo 2.9-liter V6 is full of bravado, not to mention 505 horsepower routed rearward via an 8-speed automatic. Underneath, an active suspension setup renders the quadrifoglio perfectly comfortable as a daily driver or, at the twist of a drive mode knob, ready to attack a road course. All versions of the Giulia have quick, meaty steering that delivers an almost unfiltered feel of the road below, a genuine rarity and one that means the Giulia should be on any enthusiast's shopping list. Giulias start a hair under $40,000. Which makes them a pretty good value on paper given the power they put out and a standard feature count that includes leather upholstery, HID headlights, and power front seats with driver's side memory. Although the Giulia hasn't yet been subjected to a full battery of crash tests, it is available with the latest safety tech like automatic emergency braking. The 2.0-liter turbo 4 that's on Giulia and Giulia T sedans rates at a solid 280 horsepower and 306 pound-feet of torque, the latter of which comes on at a reasonable 2,000 revolutions per minute. An 8-speed automatic sends power either rearward or, optionally, to all 4 corners. This engine is quiet at idle and torquey, if not quite as smooth in its operation as BMW's inline 4. But BMW can't touch the Alfa's power, and it shows. The Alfa is plenty fast and always has grunt in reserve. Brembo 4-piston front brakes are standard on Giulia and T, and they're strong and easy to modulate, albeit with a slightly disconnected feel. The real delight here is the Giulia's tiller, though. The thick-rimmed steering wheel is a delight to hold, but that's not a standout against rivals. What matters is communication from the road, which is where the Giulia reminds us of BMWs from decades gone by. Only the Jaguars comes close, albeit with a more sedate manner than the borderline manic Giulia. If anything, we wish that the Giulia's drive mode selector would allow us to dial back on center steering response just a hair for lazy mild traffic driving.